On the Prison Planet forum, I found that the guys had already, and the girls had already broken down everything I was already thinking. I guess our minds think alike. And had found all the government documents on other subjects where there was a federally funded program for Homeland Security pre-9/11. Now, remember, Bill Clinton gave a speech about how Homeland Security would be set up in 1993, right after he was elected. They'd already set up Homeland Security. They had introduced it, made it a cabinet position after 9/11. This talks about that. Now, if you want to find it, just Google Dark Winter Pretext for Top-Off. I don't know if Kurt's gotten this posted yet, but we need to get this up right now. I'm going to play the video for you right now, though. Dark Winter Pretext for Top-Off, CCMRF CBRNE. Wait a minute, I got Aaron here, too. He can post it. Let's have Aaron post it. The two webmasters here. Now, listen to me carefully. Aaron, will you just go ahead and post this video on InfoWars if Kurt hasn't? This exercise was made possible by grant funding from the McCormick Tribune Foundation, the Oklahoma City National Memorial Institute for the Prevention of Terrorism, June 22nd, 23rd, 2001, the Center for Strategic International Studies, the Johns Hopkins Center for Civilian Biodefense Studies, the Answer Institute for Homeland Security. You hear that? Oh, Homeland Security, before they announce it to you, the slaves. And the Oklahoma City National Memorial Institute for the Prevention of Terrorism. And then it goes on from there. We're going to post this right now with the text and the video at Infowars.com. Now, they put on a fake newscast in Oklahoma. This was shown to Homeland Security people and others at Northcom. Northcom was not set up in 2002, boys and girls. It's been around since the 40s. Now, this is them fear-mongering for the breakdown of society, dark winter, the shutdown of the Texas-Oklahoma border. They also did another test that same year for anthrax attack. And that's in my video, famous video, Alex Jones predicts 9/11. And I say, call the White House, tell them don't blow up the World Trade Center, don't carry out the attack. Just like I've been saying the last few weeks, tell the government don't carry out the bird flu attack. I just see the integrated spectrum. I see the data. I don't believe this is the attack. This is a preparation and a dry run trial balloon of a real hybrid virus. They're just getting you trained and tested right now that they're the boss, they're the saviors, love them. Because the media is hyping this and really trying to create hysteria and fear. It is zoological, a double zoological virus combined with a human. Again, it's very suspicious, but I hope and pray. My gut tells me this is already a devastating virus, but my gut tells me this is manufactured, this is released, this is being managed. I saw fear preparation the last month building up. That's why I've been doing shows on bird flu. Steve Quayle on Monday, he said it's coming within weeks. Intel told him, boom, what's happening? I pray he's wrong. But when you live this, when you pray this, when you dream this, when you eat this, sleep this, then you start getting the deep knowledge of how the enemy operates. Now, that doesn't mean they may not pull out of this or do something else, or there's not another attack behind it, or this is just a drill. My gut is this is staged. And again, a gut, like a good police detective, they go, oh, my nose or my gut tells me that's the killer, and it turns out they're right in history with a really good detective. That's not a gut. That's thousands of pieces of data, research, experience, all of that brings it together. Now, watch this fear-mongering piece and understand how they've been inculcating this into the culture. Now, I wish I could find the Nightline. I looked on YouTube, Google. I spent hours. Ted Koppel, but Ted Koppel wasn't in it till the last few episodes where they then said, okay, we fear-mongered you and caused a national panic. Can't believe something this big isn't on the web from only 6 years ago, 6.5 years ago. I guess it's about 7, early 2002, if memory serves. And the last few, because it was 5 nights, Monday through Friday. In the last 2 episodes, they would show, in the aftermath of millions dead, Homeland Security fixed it, and blah, blah, blah. And then Ted Koppel would have guests on. What do we do? Well, we pass laws, taking people's rights, enforce inoculation, and have the police and military take these shots, and it's going to happen. Al-Qaeda's going to hit us. Now, notice, this video was produced pre-9/11, the university and Homeland Security's own press release says. Then they got some other videos that integrate it with modern things. Post 9/11. There's several of these videos, actually. Not sure which one we're about to go to. I think we're going to the first video right now, but the point is, yeah, that's the first video. Good. Just double checking that. Notice how they're talking about Al-Qaeda, Taliban having it. See, right before they hit us, months before, this is the stuff I was seeing, similar things. I didn't even know about this till today. I knew about the Homeland Security drills, but I didn't know they had videos produced for it, for the feds to fearmonger them and inculcate them. You know, most of the feds aren't involved in this. They don't know either. They're all brainwashed like the general public. Okay, regardless, let's go ahead and go to this video. Then I'm going to come right back to your calls, I promise. For folks in Mexico, I want to hear from you in Mexico, Mexico City. We got one call out of the gates. Call me. Is the phone system open right now? We're going to open it right now during this video for folks in Mexico only. Just hang up on them if they're not from Mexico. They can call in later, but I want folks in Mexico where the heart of this is happening. Eyewitness reports that we got earlier. Okay, that's the total propaganda that was shown to feds and bureaucrats in June of 2001, right before they staged the 9/11 attacks, saying Iraq was working with the Taliban, the Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan. And I saw similar stuff being given to the public. I mean, that's how they script this crap. And then you notice they launched anthrax attacks 2 or 3 weeks later after 9/11 and tried to say Saddam did it at first. Then it turned out it was weaponized, so they tried to burn 2 or 3 different patsies. And then they finally grabbed one guy, put him in a mental institution from Fort Detrick and murdered him. And it was weaponized smallpox. So you notice they demonized the internet at the end of that. And they demonized how we didn't take our smallpox vaccines quick enough in preparation for the real attack and the push for it after that. I mean, that, and that's the kind of stuff I saw on the news. That was a drill, a fake newscast the government created for Homeland Security before Homeland Security publicly existed. That's how scripted all this is. It's like when you hear about a national ID card, it means you've already had one through your driver's license for 10 years. You know, when you hear about, oh, we're now taking your blood at birth for DNA databases, been going on since 1973. Now that's public. Exactly as I told you, they've now admitted it. We have the documents. But right now, let's go to Mexico City. Let's go to Justin in Mexico City. Appreciate him answering the call to call into the show with what's happening as we track what the media is calling a burgeoning pandemic with parts of Mexico City locked down, with several states locked down inside Mexico. Justin, what can you tell us being there on the ground?
It's pretty crazy that everybody's running around with masks on, and a lot of people are panicking. I had to go to the hospital today because my wife is going to give birth, and there's people throwing up on the floor. They don't even clean it up. Just no control, I guess. Seems like it could spread really easily.
Okay, now I'm getting concerned. Let me stop you, sir. You're in Mexico City. What area? Can you tell us what hospital you visited? Because that's the emails we're getting, the emails the BBC is getting, and I have a skeleton crew here tonight. They're telling me that per hospital, it's 20 dead here, 15 dead there, with hundreds of hospitals. Are you telling me that you were at a hospital and there was people there all over sick? Tell me what you saw.
Yeah, they were. I went into the bathroom. There was a guy collapsed against the wall, pretty much like passed out. Some woman threw up. All they did was just sweep it up. They didn't even bleach it. Looked like a lot of people weren't sick, but I'm sure they will get sick there, you know.
How many people did you see? Okay, how big is this hospital? What area of Mexico City?
San Bartolo. It's in Naucalpan de Juarez. It's in the state of Mexico, just outside of Mexico City.
So it's one of the mega suburbs.
It's a public hospital. And there was at least 100 people there.
Now, 100 people there for the baby or a broken leg, or 100 people there?
Oh, no, they all had masks on. I assume like they went there because they felt sick. You know, there were people coughing, sneezing, throwing up.
Yeah, this is a weird respiratory flu. Go ahead.
Right. And, yeah, a lot of people are panicking. I mean, everywhere you go, you see that, you can see that people are scared. Just hoping that it'll pass, that it'll die down.
Well, regardless, let's just say it's some really bad flu, and it is natural, and it just so happens to be swine, bird, and human, and happened to pop up. The way the media is hyping it and pushing it, they're using this for more control, and a lot of the people in Mexico, the emails I'm getting and the articles I'm seeing are bitching about the Mexican government fear-mongering. What would you say about what the Mexican news itself is saying?
Well, I know that when I came back from work today, I talked to one of my neighbors, and he was saying that he thinks that the government did it because they don't want the people to have another revolution, just to keep their minds busy, like how before they had the chupacabra, you know, they just make things up, you know, so that, so, you know, to keep you in your house and to just keep you under control, like you said.
Exactly. In fact, they've been gauging that Mexico going into the summer is primed for revolution to completely, areas of the government totally collapsing, as you know. 6,500 plus tests last year online for 10,000 deaths in 2009 at current death rates 4 months into the year. Did you hear me earlier say that's one of the things we have to, in a Machiavellian way, look at, that any type of major crisis makes the government be the rallying point and centralizes their control?
You're listening to GCN, the world leader in independent talk radio.